あ、じゃあずっと。
日本から来ました MA マンと申します。今日はよろしくお願いいたします。
Hello everyone, I'm MA Man from Japan. Let's have fun today.
Alright, so can I have anyone to have a seat over here? Yes? Okay, so as mentioned in this session today, I have a professional interpreter with Aoi to help me to interpret from Japanese to English and also vice versa. Thank you, Aoi. So of course, our talk session today is going to be very special because we will be hearing from MA Man herself with a list of questions. We'll ask a lot of questions on behalf of you, but if you realize that I didn't ask the questions that you want to ask, please feel free to raise your hands when we open the session to the floor to ask questions. Okay, so let's break the ice a little bit perhaps. So, Maman, is this your first time to Malaysia?
マレーシアに来るのは初めてです。海外に来るのもこれが2回目で、海外に来ることは全然まだ慣れてないので、めちゃくちゃ楽しんでます。
So this is my first time in Malaysia, and even leaving Japan or going overseas, this is only my second time, and I really like go overseas, so I'm having a lot of fun.
Wow! So, yes, Malaysians, we need to show her more passion to welcome her. Second time coming to Malaysia. So I think every one of us here knows that you love figure painting. Maybe you can share with us a little bit more on your journey. Like when have you started figure painting?
フィギュアを塗り始めたきっかけっていうのは、東京だと秋葉原っていうところが結構そのアニメ好きとかがたくさんいるところなんですけど、そこをこう普通に趣味で散歩している時にフィギュアにこうリペイントされたものを見つけて、もう衝撃を受けて、もう自分もやりたいと思ってやり始めたのがきっかけです。
So as for how I started figure painting, so some of you may know that there's this place called Akihabara in Tokyo. So when I was just walking around in Akihabara, I saw some of these figures that were repainted from the original painting, and when I saw that, I was just so like, wow, this is amazing, I also want to do it, and that's how I started figure painting.
Wow, すごいですね! It sounds like cosplayers, like us, like me. Like when I first started cosplay, it's because when I attend cosplay convention, I see like, oh, everybody appear in their favorite characters, and I want to be that. So that's how I started cosplay too.
そうですね。
This is why we love conventions like this, because everyone has their own hobby and their passion in things that they love. So I'm very curious, how long does it take for you to repaint one figure?
例えば今流れてるこのゾロとかはそんなたくさん時間かかってなくって、多分2日ぐらいかな。
So for example, the figure you can see here, the figure of Zoro from One Piece, even this one, it didn't really take me too long. I think it was around 2 days.
2 days?
これは
本当に 2 days? Wow! I can't even complete like a 2D art in 2 days. Wow!
いやでも私も結構ものによっては1週間とか2週間とかかけて作るものもあります。
Because, even for me, depending on the figure, there are some that takes me like 1 week or 2 weeks to finish.
Wow! So, what is the figure that took you like for a week, like as you mentioned?
ですね、ここに流れるかな。でも今あそこの紀ノ国屋書店さんに展示してあるジョジョのフィギュアとかはそれぐらいかかってます。
The one that's being displayed at the Kinokuniya booth right over there is one of the few ones. The JoJo one is the one that took me 1 week.
Wow, that's fantastic skill, because I can tell like if she needs to use 1 week, probably for a lot of us, probably months, right?
でもなんか私は最初は全然できなくって1個目のフィギュアはもう全然ダメだったんですよ。だからコツをつかんでようやくこうなったっていう感じです。
So even for me, when I first started, even the first figure I painted, I couldn't like do it at all. So it's more like once you get used to it, you'll definitely be able to do it.
Wow. So how long have it took for you to master it?
フィギュアのこのリペイントを始めたのは、今3、4年ぐらいなんですけど、私、小中学校ぐらいから実は絵画の油絵と書道をやってたんですけど、そのスキルが結構活かされてるかなという感じですね。
So actually for figure painting, I've only been doing it for like 3 to 4 years. But actually when I was in elementary school and middle school, I did calligraphy and oil painting. So I think those skills from that transferred that helped me when I started figure painting.
Oh, すごいです。It's like 3 to 4 years and you have all the results that you see here. I think it really helps. It's a little bit like cosplayers lah. Like cosplayers started, some of them started from Illustrator. Some of them, they are very good in handcrafting. So it becomes very handy when it comes to make props and like makeup skills and like making clothes. So it's pretty similar, I would say.
確かにコスプレと似てますよね。なんかもともとアニメとか漫画とか素敵な作品があって、そこにリスペクトの気持ちとか大好きなものを自分もこう表現したいっていうところで、フィギュアだったりコスプレだったりすごい似てると思います。
Yeah, I think that's one thing that's really similar with cosplay is how we have that love for the work that we want and we want to like show our love for it and we want to show it in our own way.
Yes, that is very true. So I'm very curious, what inspires you on this painting style? Because we all know that you are very good at bridging between 2D and 3D. Like, I think it's amazing, like making a 3D figure looking like a 2D painting. So what inspires you to make it this way?
私が始めた頃ってこの 2D ペイントってまだまだ全然主流じゃなくて、それで私は衝撃を受けたので自分の中でこうもっともっといい表現ができないかっていうので追求していてやり始めたんですけど、うまくなるコツっていうのはやっぱり元の漫画とかアニメとかをたくさん見て吸収して出力するっていう。
So when I first started this 3D painting style, it's not like widespread yet. So the main feeling was that when I saw the 2D painting in Akihabara and I felt like I want to do it as well, and at the same time I also felt like what kind of ways can I do to make it even better, what kind of like research I can do to make it like even go up to the highest level. So of course mainly on how to draw this kind of style is like you have to read the original manga, original work and really like absorb everything and then you like output it into the figure.
Wow, so basically it's all about homework. It's same like cosplay, like the same character, you will see different kinds of people, they cosplaying it with a different way of expressing of the character. Like maybe some of them they focus more on makeup, some of them they focus more on prop making, maybe it's the detail in the clothing, some they focus more on the material of the clothes and things like that. So I think it's really, really inspiring that no matter it's through figure or through cosplay, everybody has a different way of expressing it. It's through research.
でも今日ここに初めて参加してみて、なんかコスプレを楽しんでる方がめちゃくちゃ多いなっていう印象で、なんか日本でもこういうイベントとかってやっぱりあるんですけど、またなんていうのかな、このマレーシアの方々は本当になんか楽しんで各々の表現をしてるんだなっていう様子がすごい伝わってきて、なんか私はコスプレはしないんですけど見ててすごくワクワクしてます。
So this is my first time in an event like this in Malaysia, and of course Japan also has like a similar like anime event there. But when compared to the cosplayers over there, I can when I see the cosplayers in Malaysia, I can really feel like all the love for the work for Korean because each of you guys have your own way of displaying your love for the character, how you want to show the character to everyone. And even though I don't cosplay, when I see you guys do that, it really makes me have fun as well.
Wow, that's such a very high comment that we hear from you. Thank you so much. ありがとうございます on behalf of all the cosplayers out there. So, which figurine? I mean, like actually, how many years have you been drawing figurine?
そうですね。ペイントはこのフィギュアのペイントは3、4年です。
For the figure painting, 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years. So, among these years, which figure was the most difficult one that you have drawn? And tell us a little bit more on like why is it difficult? Like what challenges do you have?
の中でこの難しいって感じることってそのなんていうのかな塗り方とかの表現っていうよりもフィギュアって元になるアニメとか漫画があるじゃないですか。それのなんか微妙に違うんですよね。その漫画なのかアニメなのかによって違ったりするので、そのどの雰囲気を今回このフィギュアに落とし込むかって考えるのが毎回結構一番時間をかけるところです。
So there's not really like a figure that was difficult for me, but rather than like how to paint the figure or anything, the most difficult part for me is that you know how the characters they have manga, they have anime, and they are like adapted, right? And how the character is drawn in the manga can be slightly different from how it's shown in the anime. So the most difficult part for me is to choose which one to apply to the figure and show it in the painting style.
Oh yes, I can totally relate to that as a cosplayer because like when we decide the costume, even from the game or from the movie adaptation, everything is different. And some is only some small details, but a lot of them are actually like completely different costume. Like even the hairstyle is different, the accessories are different. So yeah, that's actually quite challenging as well because we want to be as accurate as we want. So I think figure painting is also similar like that. I think especially with the color, right?
すごいこだわりを持ってコスプレやられてるんですね。本当素敵だなと思います。だからやっぱりこうなんていうのかな、本当仕上がりがとても美しいなってシンプルに思いますし、なんていうのかな、なんかこう共感していただけるなんてちょっと思っていなかったので、すごい嬉しいです、私としても。
Yeah, actually, Sachiko, I didn't. When I talked about this figure painting, I didn't feel like you would be able to like share the same feelings. And so I'm like really happy, and you know, I can see how much effort you put into your cosplay and how you're very pretty. So I'm really happy to be able to share my feelings with you.
Wow, thank you so much. It's an honor because like I think it's not just me. I think a lot of us among the crowd also can relate that because like all of us, we share the love for the character. We also share the love for the beauty of art. That's why I think it's not just me, but every one of us here can also feel what you feel.
嬉しいです。本当になんかみんなのコスプレがすごいもう本当楽しいです。この後もちょっと楽しませてもらおうと思います。
Yeah, I'm really happy to see everyone here, and I'm really happy that everyone can share the same things as I am. And I think after this, I'm also still going to look around with all the cosplays and have fun as well.
Aww, I will help them to say thank you to you because a lot of them are probably very shy. So yeah, yay! So now I'm very curious. Before I ask this question to MA Man, I want to ask: any one of you here are learning figure painting, self-learning, or interested to learn? Nobody? Maybe it's a difficult one, but okay. I do want to help some of you who may be too shy to say that you want to learn. But any tips for like newbies, like new people? Maybe they want to try someday. You know. Very hard to say. What if one day you buy the figure, yeah, the color not right. You want to repaint it? If you feel like repaint it. So any tips to share with these newbies who want to try?
フィギュアをこう塗ってみたいっていう思う方は日頃その YouTube のコメントを実は海外からたくさんいただいてて結構たくさんいるんだなっていうのは分かるんですけどなかなかこうやらないっていう人はやっぱ多いんですね、でそういう中で、アドバイスとしては本当にその好きっていう思いがやっぱ一番大事だなと思ってるんですけどこの会場にいる方って本当に好きっていう思いに溢れてるなっていう感じがするのでまずはうまくやろうとせずに一回塗り切ってみるっていうことが多分一番この上達への近道だなって思います。
So actually, even looking at my YouTube comments, I can see a lot of people. They tell me that they also want to try and they want to start painting it. But it's kind of hard to start doing it. But I think if I were to give one advice to people who who start thinking about trying figure painting, is to just focus all your feelings towards the character and your love towards the work. And instead of just trying to make it perfect, just try to finish one painting, one figure at a time, and that's the way that you can slowly improve.
I think this is a very good advice because just last week I had an interview with another cosplay guest and we also asked similar questions like this. like like new cosplayers, like if they want to try cosplay, like what should they do? So it's very similar advice. It's really about loving the character, like based on your feelings, really based on your feelings, and from there, once you step out of your first step, you will eventually get better and better, because when you start it, then eventually some other people who shares the same love for that character will come to you. Then they will tell you feedbacks. So these are all very natural feedbacks, and you will eventually improve from there. I think this is really, really good one. I am actually really amazed at how things can be so similar. Like even though we do completely different things, but I can totally relate to that.
そうですね。お話聞いて本当似てる部分多いなと思いました。やっぱりこのキャラクター元となっているものが同じなので、そのアニメキャラクターっていうところなので、漫画とかもそうですけど、でもそこですかね。
Yeah, this is when I talked about this. This is the first time I realized that it's quite similar. I guess it's because the original base, cosplay and figure painting, both of them based on the anime and manga works, right?
Yes, that is very true. But then it's like the process, it's still very similar. So that's why it's like, wow, I feel like different universe, but we somehow connected in between.
私も嬉しいです。
Yes. So since I think like most of us here have watched your video, any one of you here watch her video? Please raise your hands. Loyal fans. Wow, see everybody watch your video. We have all the way from there and at the back as well. Captain America. Oh, they watch your video. So yeah, I think this is something that a lot of them would like to ask, because I have this on my flipboard. So do you have any tips when you draw Ichiban Kuji?
どういうアドバイスですか？フィギュアを引くための？私の場合はもうあんまりもう気負いすぎずに引くっていうのを大事にしてて、なぜなら自分の狙いのものが出なかった時にマジでショックなので、もう気合を入れすぎずに気合を入れるっていう。
So for me, basically, I don't really put too much feeling into it, because if I put too much feeling and I don't get what I want, I become very sad. So I put feeling into it by not putting feeling into it.
So basically, you put feelings into it, but you don't take it personally. Actually, that's a skill. It's so difficult, because most of the time, when you pour in so much feeling into it, and it becomes so attached, like it becomes so personal. Yeah. So we do have what do we say that? I actually want to ask about this. When you paint, since you only spend 2 days or at most 1 week, do you actually live properly? Do you eat properly, drink properly, and sleep properly, or are you the type that just jump into work and just work all the way?
私は基本的にはこの、YouTuber っていう仕事と、仕事というかあれなんですけど、あとはたまに普通に企業さんからの彩色のお仕事とかをやってるんですけど、基本的にはもうその時間、それに関することでもう一日がやっぱ終わります、毎日。あとは私秋葉にめっちゃ行くんですね。もともと好きなので秋葉に行って新しい商品が出てないかなっていう風に散歩してみてもらったりとか、あとはガチャガチャやったりとかめっちゃしてます。
So as you know, I work as a YouTuber and I do all that painting, and sometimes I also receive requests from companies to do a repainting of their figures. So generally, most of the time, one single day will just end with just me painting. But I also go to Akiba a lot, and I go on walks, because I just like the place as a place itself, and I also like doing the gacha gacha thing.
Okay, so she does have a life. Just want to confirm, because sometimes it's a misconception. A lot of people think wow, she finished the work so fast. Because in Malaysia, it's very funny. In Malaysia, I think it's people who work in art, they tend to not sleep. There's a culture in Malaysia. You guys can relate, right? Any graphic designers here? Illustrators? You guys don't sleep one, right? See, these tomodachis, they don't sleep.
でも わかります。私もゾーンに入った時はもうなんか寝れないってなっちゃってだから健康は良くないです。
Yeah, I know how you guys feel because sometimes when I get in the zone, I just don't even sleep. So yeah, it's actually not very good for your health.
So guys, don't, okay? We already heard from MA Man to tell you that no, it's bad for your health, so don't do that anymore. Okay, so the next question, since you mentioned that you have to refer to like manga and anime for the original work to make sure the figure painting is accurate, do you actually have a personal favorite, like when it comes to manga or anime, or maybe a specific type of genre?
私の場合はいくつかあるんですけど、普通にジョジョだったり、鬼滅だったり、ワンピースだったりは結構好きでフィギュアも塗ることが多いんですけど、あとは、最近やってるアニメとかをなんかこうまんべんなく見てフィーリング世界観が結構好きなんですよね。そのアニメのこうゆったりとした非日常感が大好きなので、こうちょこちょこってこう見るようにしてますね。
So to say which one of my favorite is probably going to be like I draw a lot of I paint a lot of JoJo figures, One Piece, and also like Kimetsu no Yaiba recently. But also what I like to do is to watch the recently airing anime and really get a feel for the world and really like understand, because I really like how sometimes anime can be very, very abnormal and it's very interesting to me.
So any latest anime that you just catch on, the latest ones?
夜更かしの歌とか、あとサマータイムレンダーとか、あれわかるかな
So two of the ones that I recently watched was Yofukashi no Uta and Summertime Rendering.
ヒロアカとか
And of course Hero Academy.
Yeah, any fans? Yeah, we have fans there too. Okay, so does that mean that we will get to see you paint figures from there soon?
出ます近いうちにまたヒロアカのキャラクター出ます。ちょっとセットで飾りたいフィギュアがあってちょっと出ます。
Yeah, actually I'm actually painting a set of Hero Academy Hiroka figures right now because I want to actually show them as a whole set.
Oh, okay, so we will expect some new contents from your YouTube channel soon. So guys, if you're a big fan of Hero Academia, please remember to subscribe her if you have not subscribed yet. You don't want to miss out because she's able to paint the 3D figures that looks like 2D. So that's really, really amazing. Look forward to that. So the next question would be, where will be your favorite spot to hang around when you have your free time? I know that you like to go to Akiba Street, but any other places maybe for you to not just gain inspiration, but just to relax and chill?
アニメとか以外だったら私なんか飲み歩きとか結構これ難しいな。なんか私が日本でいわゆるネットショッピングするときってなんだろうな、なんかもしかしたら少ないかもしれないです。日本で買うときってそういうもしかしたらなので画像で判断するの難しいですよね。なんかそうじゃない画像使われてることがあると思うので、私はちょっと分かんないっていう感じです。
Yeah, I think that's a very difficult question for me because even if I do a lot of online shopping in Japan, I think there's not quite a lot of like scammers or anything like that. Because sometimes you can't just judge by the image because sometimes they can just grab wherever the image is from and just put it there. So I actually don't know how to answer that question.
So the key lesson is buy from Japan. If you see any shops in Malaysia, think twice. Buy from Japan is the easiest. All right. So I think I already asked whatever that's on the sheet, but I do want to open to the floor. Like any questions from the floor that you guys would like to actually ask MA Man personally? Like maybe it's something about figure painting, maybe it's about toy hunting, toys. I don't know. Like anything that you would like to ask. Don't worry, we have Aoi to help us to interpret. No one? Really? No one? Everybody is so shy. Yes, I have someone. Okay. Wait a minute, I will come to you. Where's the stand? Okay, so you are a bit far away.
At the moment, so what's your favorite food in Malaysia so far?
Favorite food in Malaysia so far? Thank you.
私食べ物が好きだから食べることが好きだから今回もめちゃくちゃ楽しみにしてきたんですけどまだたくさんは食べられてないんですよだから逆になんかこれは食べとけみたいなやつがあれば教えてほしいです
So I really like I really like eating in general. So, but I just came to Malaysia, so I haven't really like had the opportunity to eat many things. So on the other hand, I'd like to ask you, do you have any recommendations for me to eat?
Oh, you definitely must try nasi lemak. So nasi lemak is the signature dish in Malaysia. So nasi lemak is made of coconut milk and rice, and you must try the Malaysian ones. If you go to Singapore, you go to anywhere else that they say they sell better nasi lemak, that's fake. That's a scam.
絶対食べたいと思います食べて帰ろうと思います
I'll definitely eat it before I go home.
Okay, wow, I feel proud as a Malaysian that I managed to preach this. Thank you for asking that. Alright, so I guess I have a lot of questions that I really want to ask you or to recommend you, in terms of Malaysian food, but I think it's time for us to wrap up this session. So let's wrap up this by taking a group photo with everyone, shall we? 写真いいですか? Okay, so can I invite everybody to stand up and